final day, it's the biggest tournament of my life. I'm swinging on anything that feels good.
Woo, get in the neck, boy. Woo! Talk about a 13. Woo! Oh, spirit of dog. Uh-oh, Bubba.
It's rock and roll, partner.
Holy camole, what a start. Yeah! That's good. Good gosh, what a fish. 5 bass limit.
There he is, your champion.
Now, Bubba, that's what we're talking about right there.
They're breaking all the records here on Lake Okeechobee.
Catching 5 is not an issue.
There's excitement in the air down here in South Florida because when you dream of catching monster bass, this is what it looks like. Big bass are being hauled across the stage of this first event of the 2011 season. The FLW Tour Open at Lake Okeechobee, presented by Evinrude. The hottest springtime fishery in America right now is Lake Okeechobee, and Clewiston, Florida is our host for all the excitement that comes to town with the FLW Tour. This has been a record-breaking event already. Over 50 of our competitors brought in bags weighing 20 pounds or better on day one. And as the skies stayed clear a second day, the bed fish were easy to find and sight fishing proved to be the dominant pattern when Chad Pro topped the 30-pound mark yet again as he built a sizable lead over 150 of the best anglers in the world.
Hey everybody, I'm Jason Harper, and let me tell you, the level of competition and talent in our sport here this week is absolutely breathtaking. You combine that with a fishery like Okeechobee that's been producing stringers like we've never seen here before, we could have a number of anglers hit that 100-pound mark this week. After the second blistering day of fishing, the field has been narrowed down to 20 pros and 20 co-anglers.
Baby. Atta baby.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
The top 10 after today move on to the final round and a chance to take a place in history.
This lake, it's on fire right now. I mean, you can catch a 10 or 12 pounder any flip, and you know, I'm fishing a way that I love to fish, which is, you know, punching them out of vegetation and fishing real thick, heavy cover.
Right now, with this caliber of fisherman and everything, you can't stumble. You had to keep, you had to keep your weights up there. I don't know if I can do 30 again, but you know, that was pretty phenomenal. I had two of the best days of fishing in my life.
Anything you want to throw has been working, but to catch the big fish, I've been throwing a young money crawl on sight fishing, throwing an old school Smithwick Devil's Horse, just top water fishing until I see one on the bed, stopping and catching it, and just moving on, covering a lot of water, looking for those big fish.
The big names and local heavy hitters are represented on the leaderboard, and it's obvious how much the spawning bass are the deciding factor right now, as 7 of our top 10 are sight fishing for bedding female largemouths. Looking at the group of anglers who are below the cut line, one big fish for any of them might just be enough to get them a chance to fish on the final day.
Scroggins over here going big, 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 and that's what we're going to have to have. We're going to have to make up some ground. I'm at least 12 pounds behind the leader, so, you know, it's Okeechobee, they're biting, Florida, weather's good.
Lake Okeechobee is located in the southern half of Florida, and after a tumultuous decade of high water flooding, followed by severe drought, the hard sand bottom that bass need for spawning has returned, as well as acres of new grass habitat, making this fishery one of the best in the country.
Lake Okeechobee's on fire. You know, to be honest with you, it's been on fire for 6 solid months. There's a new moon right now, weather conditions are perfect, water temperatures are on a steady rise, and the big fish are moving in like crazy. It's one of the best lakes in the country, if not the best lake in the country, and I've been saying this for almost 6 months now.
It's time to put plans into action as 20 anglers fan out across the lake in search of 5 big bites.
$67 pounds. Something unreal for the last 2 days. It's like I've been dreaming the last 2 days and just hadn't woke up.
Chad Pro is from North Florida in the Panhandle, and he's having the best tournament of his career right now. He's using the popular tactic of throwing a swimming bait to locate the beds.
It'd just be awesome, man. You know, every kid's dream. I've been dreaming of it since I've been 4 or 5. Yep. Good job. Bam. First one. That'll work. First one of the morning, knocks the ice off. About 3-pounder.
Right now, I understand what the fish are doing. There's just not a whole lot of stuff on the lake that looks like this. And there's so many fish moving in and out. I mean, I passed Randall, and Randall passes me, and he catches 2 big ones, and I catch a big one or 2. So it's been fairly. Number 1, baby. Not gonna 0.
National Guard pro Scott Martin had a remarkable victory here last year, and he knows what it'll take to move him up the leaderboard.
Not a big one. These won't do anything but just give me a little bit more weight. They're not going to move me up in the top 10. Lake Okeechobee, you've got to have 8, 9-pounders. 10-pounders is what you have to have here on this lake.
That'll take a little pressure off. We'll be real lucky if we catch this one.
Yes. The best anglers in America are getting all they can handle, and the record books look to be rewritten before it's all over.
87 pounds, 15 ounces.
FLW Outdoors is brought to you by National Guard. Always ready, always there. Walmart. Save money, live better. Straight Talk. Cut your cell phone bill in half and feel richer. Gillette. The best a man can get. Mercury Marine. And by Castrol. Castro Motor Oil. It's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering. It's the Walmart FLW Tour Open at Lake Okeechobee, presented by Evinrude, and what a tournament it's been so far. As we approach the end of our 3rd day of competition, only 10 anglers will move on to fish the 4th and final day. Chad Pro continues to lead, but one angler who's struggling is Fred Rumbanis, who started the day in 2nd place but has fallen all the way to 9th.
I've seen a bunch of like 2-pounders on beds, but they're not the ones I want to fish for. You only got so many hours in the day.
In tournament bass fishing, it's all about making the right decisions. And day 1 and day 2, I made absolute perfect right decisions. I caught my fish early. Don't know the lake very well, didn't realize the excess pressure they can get during the Saturday. I kept myself so close-minded today and didn't really want to leave the areas where I caught them when I should make an adjustment. And that's really what you need to do. That was another one of those just casting blind. Got a little dipper fish. We're gonna stumble across a big one. Let's keep her.
Well, the conditions are not that favorable for sight fishing, but this lake is so good. You get in this clean water, it's not hard to see them.
One of the top sticks in Florida, Terry Scroggins, has been dialed into an area at the north end of the lake near the mouth of the Kissimmee River with clumps of hydrarlic grass and isolated reeds.
The wind changes direction every day and water clarity changes every day due to that. So the main thing is not necessarily where you're at, but to stay in that clean water. If you caught them one day and it turns muddy or just a little dirty, I can't catch them. I gotta just keep going until I find some clean water and forget what happened yesterday and go on what's gonna happen today. There he is. Yeah, we might need a net on that one. We'll be real lucky if we catch this one. We'll go down there. Digging all up in the grass. Get that net. Hey, check this out. That's a pretty good trade, huh? I need to do that about 5 more times today.
There are 2 ways to fish for spawning bass. Throw a search bait and have the males chase it, or cruise the shallows looking for the clear spots on the bottom where a large female is usually parked. Trevor Fitzgerald is going for the stealth approach.
You know, it's a habit of everybody wanting to be right on top of them so they could actually see the fish, see when it bites type deal. And that and probably just making too much noise. That's why I carry this push pole with me. I've used it a lot this week. Instead of using the trolling motor when you get right up on a bed, just pole your way and maneuver the boat with the pole. This is the biggest one that I've got located right now that's actually probably gonna be catchable. This would be a key fish for me today. Yeah, I see the male there. I think she's there too. No, that's the male. He'll help though. Maybe with him out of there now, we can get her to bite.
Fitzgerald has to work fast as check-in time is approaching. For EverStart Pro, Randall Tharp, flipping the matted grass in the area known as Dias Ditch has paid off with another limit approaching 20 pounds. However, he'll need more than that to move up.
I think I'm probably 19 right now, maybe 20. I mean, I've got two that I think will go 13. I mean, if I catch 20 today, I think I'll be fishing tomorrow. So I'm right at that mark right now, and I've got a 12-incher in the box. So there is something similar to all the big bites, and they're really in the thickest stuff that you can possibly imagine. Like right in the middle of those big canes and stuff, that's where the bigger bites have been coming. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That'll take a little pressure off.
As the third day of competition comes to an end, it's time for our anglers to bring their best 5 fish to the weigh-in. For the pros, it's a shot at fishing one more day for a possible $125,000 payday. For our 20 co-anglers fishing from the back of the boat, this has been their final day. And while George Capitan came close, the last man standing at the end of it is our co-angler champion, Amon Wilcox, who earns $20,000.
24 pounds and 2 ounces. New leader, Dean Rojas.
Dean Rojas, who started the day in 17th place, makes a big jump up in the standings, and he'll fish again on Sunday. While the local stick, Brandon McMillan, has a solid day and stays in the hunt.
25 pounds, 5 ounces.
Any other event, and McMillan might be leading, but Okeechobee is full of big, hungry bass right now, and Peter Flaveros found 5 beauties to charge ahead and into second place.
33 pounds and 14 ounces.
This is the heaviest stringer Peter T has ever weighed in during any competition, but the lake that gives can also take away, as Fred Rumbanis brings in a small limit and just barely stays in the top 10.
11 pounds, 14 ounces. You're in 8th place. You'll fish tomorrow, 72 pounds and 4 ounces.
The dream of winning at the highest level is coming true for Chad Pro, who had a solid day 3.
20 pounds, 8 ounces. You're at 87 pounds, 15 ounces.
His limit is well shy of what he's produced the last 2 days, but Chad maintains his leadership position going into the final day, and he knows his spawning pattern is the right pattern. And while Chad Pro is the man to beat tomorrow, the dream of winning is alive for all 10 of these anglers that remain. Any one of them could surpass the 100-pound mark in cumulative weight after tomorrow, a feat that has never happened in an FLW Tour level event.
Let's go fish.
Oh my gosh, dude. I mean, a giant bass right here.
I just try to visualize what's under the water.
Yes!
Final day action is coming your way. Stay tuned.
Boom!
Welcome back to FLW Outdoors and the first stop on the Walmart FLW Tour here on beautiful Lake Okeechobee, presented by Evinrude. This is the final day of competition for our top 10 as they head out this morning, and there's really only one last thing to do: dig deep. At final time at a shot at the top prize and a possible $125,000 payday that comes with it. Chad Pro's been leading this event every single day, but when you've got a lake like this producing limits like Peter T's 33-pound stringer on day 3, the anglers know they all are in contention.
First time I've ever had a chance to break 100 pounds and win 125,000, so let's go get it done.
I'm looking to catch 35 pounds. I mean, I'm going to catch everything I can catch, and you know, during the first couple of days, I was stopping on some 4-pounders. I'm not doing that today. It's either I'm going big or going home.
And I'd like to have that trophy. Sit it right next to my old man.
Sunny days, rising water temperatures, and the coming new moon has turned this event into a sight fishing slugfest. Half our top 10 have a chance to top the 100-pound mark in cumulative weight. That doesn't happen very often. So let's take a closer look at the men who are seeking to punch a ticket to the Century Club.
Okeechobee is just like a dream. Fish, eating it up. Most of my big fish that I've caught this week, I've been sight fishing them.
Chad Pro has been working the north end of the lake near Kings Bar, throwing a swim bait to locate the beds and then getting the big females to bite. He's 1 day away from the biggest win of his career.
If I was to win this tournament, I guess I'd have to give it to my wife.
Long considered one of the most consistent anglers on tour, Jacob Porosnik from Prince George, Virginia, has made the cut by focusing on beds that are hidden back in the reeds instead of out in open flats. He knows that on any cast, he could be greeted with a game-changing bass.
I put my head down that I was going to sight fish in this tournament the whole time. There's a 40-pound bag out there waiting.
When it comes to tournament anglers, the name McMillan is almost as feared as the name Martin on Lake Okeechobee. The 27-year-old UPS driver, Brandon, notched a second-place finish during the EverStart Series event held on this same lake just 2 weeks ago.
My dad won it in 2009. It mean the world to me.
I'm going old school, the old Smith Devil's Horse. It's been around forever, and it's well known in Florida.
Also well known in Florida is Terry Scroggins, who's earned the nickname The Big Show over the last 10 years. He won on this lake back in 2003 and is sharing water with tournament leader Chad Pro. He's hoping to break the century mark on this final day.
When it takes over 100 pounds to win an event, that's catching them.
The thick, matted grass in Lake Okeechobee is where Randall Tharp feels the most comfortable. The Alabama native is always competitive in these power fishing tournaments. He and fourth place Brandon McMillan are actually passing by each other every day along a 300-yard stretch of water.
There's 10 of us fishing, and it's going to be a shootout. It's just going to be a dog fight, and I mean, you're going to catch 9 and 10 pounders to win this tournament.
Chad Pro's lead has slimmed down to a mere 5 pounds over Peter T. as the 10 remaining anglers start the final day of competition. For the anglers further down in the standings, like Andy Morgan, their best chance at the title is to bring back a 30-pound plus bag. And the way this lake has been fishing, it's not out of the question for anyone to do just that.
We're going to put the face mask on because we don't want to mess this up.
Let's go fishing.
Oh my, that's like a 10 or 11. That's a big one. That's the one we need.
It doesn't take Terry Scroggins long to get in position on a key fish, marking the bed with a stick so he can cast to the big female from a distance.
This one right here is at least 9, maybe 10 pounds. Man, I gotta catch these two, get out of here. I got 3 7-pounders that I found yesterday. If I can get these two, get gone, it'll shape up real good, real quick.
Today we can tell we've got definitely some different conditions here, so we're gonna have to probably change up and do something a little different. We got a lot of wind up here, so it's gonna take sight fishing out of the key.
Chad is back again in Kings Bar, but the beds are harder to see, and he's gonna have to rely on his search bait to find the bass. Wow, and for the man who said this tournament feels like a dream, he doesn't have to wake up yet. Striking first with a solid keeper.
Yes! Yes! Number 1.
You know, a couple years ago, we had all those storms that came through here, and it just churned the lake up and tore it all up, and it killed a lot of fish. And Okeechobee has overcome all that, and it's come back to be one of the best lakes in the world right now.
This one wasn't here yesterday. This is a new one that's just moved up. Oh my gosh, dude. I mean, a giant bass right here. Giant bass on the bed.
Randall Tharp hasn't relied on sight fish the last 3 days. Sharing a 300-yard stretch of thick grass with Brandon McMillan, the two have flipped their way into the final round.
The bigger fish seem like they just want a little cave or a tunnel where they live. And it's really kind of hard. You're looking at these maps, but I just try to visualize what's under the water and try to visualize where one's going to be living. It's a good area right here. I pitched that in there, that whole clump of reeds shook. We'll just call her 6. That's a Lake Okeechobee giant right there, boys. That's what we come down here for. 4 more like that. It's gonna be a good day and ever start boat. There he goes, showing off. Come on, baby. Yeah. Boom! Not what you like to hear your competition catching them.
The heat is on Randall Tharp. Can he match Brandon flip for flip? Stay tuned.
Not very big, but it's a start. We'll take it.
Barely. Oh! We're on the board, sports fans.
It's the final day here on Lake Okeechobee, and even with 730 square miles of water, our final 10 anglers are grouped in 2 areas of the lake, Kings Bar and Dias Ditch, searching for 5 big bites.
Stretch of lake that we're fishing today, I'm nicknaming it the Miracle Mile because it's literally a mile stretch of cattails and reeds and hydrilla and eelgrass mixed together that have the perfect combination of spawning habitat for these fish right now.
In my opinion, when you come to Okeechobee, there's one place to fish, and that's somewhere up north.
We pounded this lake pretty hard, this area. I mean, you know, Peter T's not too far from me. Urbanus has been really right. Both of us really been in this area hard. So, I mean, the quieter you are, the better off you are about easing up on these fish on the bed and being able to catch them. Hey, dog, come here. Yes! A little bit better than the 12-incher, but we'll take him. I mean, everybody's been catching some big sacks, but on the last day, every ounce counts. Fish number 3. We'll take him.
This lake has just been on fire this week. You're gonna see another 30, 35-pound bag today, I bet you. That's what it's gonna take to win this event. Whoever has a big day today, it's gonna be a shootout. Yep. See, it's hooked inside the mouth. I hate to catch that one first. I might mess that big one up. I'm gonna hurry up and get my bait back in there, see if that big enough bite. Most of the time, you don't want to catch the male first. You want to catch the female first. I don't know, it's a 3-pounder. I hate to throw it back in there, but I might. If I can't make her bite, I might throw him back in there just to calm her down. I don't know. I kind of hate that I caught him first. Let's see what happens here.
While Scroggins is deciding whether to gamble and throw the male back in the water, Randall Tharp is hoping the time is now to connect with a 7-pounder.
I just feel like things are shaping up to be a good day since I've got one out of the way anyways this early. We're in Big Fish Central right here. We're starting to get into the big fish. I see my buddy Brandon now. We meet at the exact same point every day on this island.
It's the final day, the biggest tournament of my life. I'm swinging on anything that feels good.
Bigot, that's a bigot. Come on, baby.
Goes.
Come on, baby.
Yeah! Boom! Showing off.
Jeremy and Frank Young, that's for you boys right there.
Boom! It's not what you like to hear your competition catching them. He's got me shook up now, I can't cast.
Hey guys, out of the way. I can't let Randall get around this point on.
God, he's slaying them over there. It sounded like a big one too.
5.5, 6. Big enough to make me a little nervous in the morning.
Quit showing off.
What's up, Rocky and Randall?
How big was it, about 7?
Nah.
I'd like to see some of those come my way. I'd rather catch it right here in front of him when I'd rather catch it. And I always catch my big one right after I pass him. Put a little heat on him like he's doing me right now.
For the sight fishermen like Jacob Porosnik, the spawning beds are extremely difficult to see on this windy, overcast final day.
I mean, the only thing I'm doing is just covering a lot of water, hoping to run into a big one, or five of them. You know, when it's cloudy, it's going to make it tough. Can't never give up in this sport. You know, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. Come here. Come here, baby. Golly. Now, Bubba, that's what we're talking about right there. Some of that. Oh, that's a 10-pounder. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my.
That's 100 pounds, son. I die happy man.
Hello, Chad, Peter T, you better bring it on, boys.
That's a 30-pound stringer gone.
Butterbean, butterbean. But guess what? I'll take him because he's number 4. F5.
Welcome back to FLW Outdoors and the first stop on the Walmart FLW Tour. This event is presented by Evinrude. The Big O is how this lake is often referred to, and all week long it has been fishing big all 3 days of this competition. When you're faced with prime conditions like we've had this week, it's important to have every hook sharpened and the trolling motor charged. Pulling a 6-pounder out of the grass, well, it produces some nervous moments. For more, let's take a look at the pattern.
Here at Okeechobee, man, when you set the hook on some of these fish in that grass, your heart just starts pounding. You never know how big they're gonna be.
If a big fish wraps you up around one of these buggy whips or one of these reeds, I mean, it gives them leverage to pull that hook free, and that's something you don't want.
Got you that time.
Keeping their head up, keeping them coming towards the boat is what you want to do.
And here you can't just set the hook and relax or just, you know, coastally pull the fish out. You know, you really got to set the hook and get this fish to the boat.
When I hook a big bass in heavy cover, it's instant focus for me to try to determine which way I need to pull that fish to keep him out of the thickest part of that cover.
When I'm flipping this heavy cover, you know, reeds and stuff, real thick vegetation, I go mainly with 65 braid, and it has no stretch whatsoever. And it cuts through the grass so you can just pull a fish out of the covers.
One little tip I'll give you, if you're like flipping a chigger craw or something, tie a snell knot on your hook instead of a Palomar or an improved clinch knot. That snell knot allows that hook to kind of pop out when you set the hook, and it gives you a higher hookup ratio, and then you just pull as hard as you can and hope they don't come off.
As the final day of this tournament is halfway through, we see 4 anglers edging towards 100 pounds, something that's never been done before in an FLW event. Brandon McMillan has moved up from 4th, where he started the day, to less than a pound behind Chad Pro, who hasn't found a solid bed fish yet. Seventh place Andy Morgan knew that he was facing an uphill battle for the win when he started the day. But while his opportunities for a big bag have materialized, he's been plagued by misfires like this one earlier.
I'm fixing to catch a big one here soon. It's just fixing to happen. I mean, I'm gonna at least get a hold of one.
That's a 30-pound stringer gone. You ever seen a like in your life?
Oh, this is just awesome looking. I mean, this is the meat. This is the best looking area. This is why Brandon's been starting down here every morning. It's just been a grind. Not getting many bites, but when I get one, it's the right size fish. So. It's my turn on the meat now.
Randall Tharp hasn't even had a bite in over an hour, but with this one, he finally catches his limit fish, and his confidence is as full as his live well.
Thank you, Lord. Put her in the big side, thank you. I'm 1 7-pounder away, I think, from having 100 pounds. 3 more, I'll have a shot at this tournament.
I've had about 7 or 8, 9 bites in the last 20 minutes or so. Pretty good shot I'll get a big bite.
The bait that I'm using is a brooder intruder. It's a new bait out on the market, and it's a little different than like your average creature bait. It's a little bit longer and it's softer, and the fish kind of seem to hang on to it just a tad bit longer. So when you flip over all those heavy reeds way back in the back of the junk, you can at least hang on to it just a second. These fish in here this week have been so strong. They've been giving me all that I wanted to handle, that's for sure.
That's a good one.
Cool. Get in the net. Get in the net. Woo! Yeah, baby. Boom! That's for you, B. That's for you, B.
That's 100 pounds, son. I can die a happy man.
What I've been throwing all week long is this Yum money crawl. It's just a little crawdad. It's got some good kicker legs on it, and something about this bait they just can't stand. So I hope it continues to be good for me. Hated to catch that one. That might mess that big one up. I never did see that male. So deep and dark out here, it's hard to see. Golly, here we go. One toe. Get your butt up here. Woo, get in the net, boy. Woo! Good Lord. I misjudged that one, Hammer. It's like about a 13. Woo! Good night. See, it's hooked in the mouth. Big old money crawl, Yum money crawl. Woo! Good gosh, what a fish. Now we're talking. Chad, Peter T, you better bring it on, boys. That one there made the day. It's probably 12. Most of the time when you catch the male on a big fish like that, it kind of boogers things up a little bit. She was just right. Man, check that out. Oh my goodness. There ain't no pressure off, it's just starting. Because I know I got 3 7-pounders I had yesterday. If I catch them, it's gonna be big.
How do you find something that's the last 10 minutes of the dang ball game?
FLW Outdoors is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado HD, Motor Trend's 2011 Truck of the Year, Lowrance and its HDS high-definition system with structure scan add-on option, Kellogg's, the best to you, EverStart, fish more, worry less, Evinrude E-Tech, with 3 years no maintenance, spend more time on the water, and by Folgers. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. As the final day of the FLW Tour Open on Lake Okeechobee nears its end, the quest for victory and the 100 pounds in cumulative weight has eluded Chad Pro, and he's now slipped all the way to 4th place. For the local favorite, Brandon McMillan, the flipping bite has been consistent yet again. Randall Tharp, the man who is closest to him both in weight and on the water, is looking for 1 or 2 more key bites that could give him a chance at his first tour-level win. And while some of our anglers have struggled today, Terry Scroggins, also known as the Big Show, is hoping to land a 7-pounder he's found on the bed and play the spoiler to everyone else's dreams.
All I need is this one right here. I think this one here is 5 or 6 pounds. If I can catch this one and catch those 3 7-pounders, it's going to be in the high 30s, and that's what it takes. That's what you're going to have to win. So, them boys, it's going to be in their hands. They're going to have to catch them. Come on here. One I saw. Look here. That fish is hooked on the outside of the mouth. That just well, wait a minute. I'm gonna say it's inside the mouth, wouldn't you? It's inside the mouth. The hook was turned over. Whew.
Scroggins has to hurry to get to the next bed, while Randall Tharp is resorting to a little sight fishing himself in order to increase the size of his limit, move past the 100-pound mark, and catch Brandon.
I think I might be able to find a big fish or 2 on bed. But I mean, I'm just trying to win. And I mean, I know if I got 1 or 2 bites here, that could be the winning fish for me. Got you that time. In the mouth, you see? 3.5, I'd say, maybe 3. It gave me a pound. I mean, it was definitely worth the 5 minutes it took me to catch her.
Peter T started the day in 2nd place, but his fish shut down on him throughout the day, and he never caught a limit. And to make matters worse, his engine quit working. He's made the decision to forfeit his catch and get towed back to land.
I've won $500,000 in 2 tournaments out of this particular boat, so I've considered it lucky all this time. And we're kind of done right now. We're getting towed in. Going to put it on the trailer and just call it a day. I'm going to let these 4 little fish I've got go, and you know, that's better than 150 other guys can say right now. So I'm pretty pleased with it overall. Had a great tournament, and looking forward to the next one.
Good God, Almighty. Dude, this thing's a 12, 13 pounder. Golly. How do you find something that's the last 10 minutes of the dang ball game? Time's not on my side right now, for sure.
Thinking that I'm 1 fish shy of sealing the deal.
Look out, baby, that'll call. That'll call. Get your big.
Woo! Might happen today, boys. Might happen, you never know.
Is there a chance for a last-minute game changer for Randall Tharp or Chad Pro? With minutes left, they both have a shot.
And I just looked down and I was like, wow.
We'll see what happens when we return.
It was a fun day. It's a fun week. We give it what we had.
I had a pretty decent day for the final day.
The last 3 days of leading this thing, I can't complain. Man, it's just a person's dream come true.
As the crowd gathers for the final weigh-in at the Walmart in Clewiston, Florida, the Outdoor Expo is in full swing, and everyone wants to see the bass our top 10 have caught. Andy Morgan currently sits on top of the leaderboard, but his time on the hot seat could prove to be short.
How much do you like Andy Morgan?
Me and Andy are pretty good friends, I guess.
That's not what he's saying. Okay, here we go. 18 pounds and 2 ounces. You're the new leader. 95 pounds of bass.
Over $1.27 million in career earnings. His birth certificate may say Terry Scroggins. I think you may know him as the Big Show.
New leader. 22 pounds and 1 ounce gets you to 99 pounds, 9 ounces. Wow!
Next to the stage, started the day in 4th place. He's from Belle Glade, Florida. You might know him as Brandon McMillan.
That's a good one. Get in the net. Get in the net. Yeah, baby. Boom!
The son of Jimmy McMillan, who has won here before, Brandon McMillan was on fire throughout the day as he connected with and landed some big bass. Can he match his dad in the victory and set his own record?
All right, here we go. 100 pounds. It's never happened on the Walmart FLW Tour, ever. 25 pounds, 15 ounces. That gets you up to 106 pounds and 10 ounces. Let's see your 2 best bass.
This could be the year. This could be the year for the McMillans. Let's bring our next angler up to the stage. The Everstart Evinrude Pro, welcome him to the stage, Randall Tharp.
To take the lead from Brandon to knock him out of the hot seat, you will need 25 pounds and 7 ounces. Here we go. 20 pounds, 14 ounces. That gets you up to 102 pounds and 2 ounces. You broke the century mark.
This guy's led on day 1. He led on day 2, led on day 3. He's from Florida. His shirt says Brandon. Get off, man. Keep off, Brandon. We got to bring him up to the stage. He's carrying the National Guard leader bag. You guys welcome him to the stage. Chad Pro.
We have 2 anglers remaining. 2 remaining. You will need 18 pounds, 12 ounces to dethrone the leader, Brandon McMillan. 5 worth. 13 pounds, 8 ounces. Your champion is Brandon McMillan, the Florida Pro. 106 pounds gets him $125,000 richer.
What an effort by the young man on his home lake. He wins the biggest tournament of his life in front of his adoring hometown crowd and earns $125,000 for the effort.
I felt pretty confident. You know, if I just went out and if I could get some bites, put them in the boat, I'd feel better. And right away, I caught one about 5.5 pounds, and that set the pace. That slowed me down and got my head right, and you know, set the pace for the rest of the day. I fished real thorough today, and I didn't miss any fish, didn't break off or lose any good ones. So all in all, I felt like you know, if it was my time, it was my time. I will be at the next one on the Potomac. I promise you that.
What a way to start the 2011 season. And this tournament will go down in the record books as 3 anglers topped 100 pounds. For more tournament action, tune in every week to FLW Outdoors. And for enhanced coverage, including tips from these top pros, visit FLWOutdoors.com. I'm Jason Harper, and thanks for watching.